Peace Universe family, it's me Clockson. Today I want to make a video about attraction and like the law of attraction and how that pertains to my life specifically, right? Um, Today I was doing some introspection as usual, and I realized why I attract things in my life and why I attract the things that I attract. And it's been this way since I was like 7, 8 years old, right? It's always been this level of me being here and then I'm attracting something. It's on a completely different level, right? I remember one day I told myself I want to be a superhero, right? And then after that, I really, really thought about it. I'm like, if I want to be a superhero, what would I have to do, right? If I wanted to be Batman, for those of you that watched the movie, um, the live action ones, you know that he had to go through a lot of different trials to become the person he became, right? And that goes for them or all the superheroes. They always have to go through this certain level of a challenge, basically, to become the person they become. So I told myself, okay, if I want to be a superhero, then I'm gonna have to go through a lot of different challenges. I'm gonna have to go through a lot of different strides and tribulations in order to get to where I want to be. I might not know my superhero name yet. I'm 9 years old saying this stuff. I don't have my costume yet. I don't know who my sidekicks are going to be or who my mentor is going to be or the people around me. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I know I want to be a superhero one day. Right? And I was dead serious on this. And I don't think I've told anybody this story, but I realized throughout my life as I got older, subconsciously told the universe, I told God, send me whatever challenges is required for me to level up to the next level, a level that nobody is on, you know? And I never realized that as much as I consciously didn't want certain levels of challenge because I wanted my life to be quote unquote easy, especially as a kid growing up, I've been through a lot. A lot of my family members weren't always around me. Some of them went to jail. Some of them just weren't around. So I went through a lot as a child. I had to struggle with being more grown than I was. I had to develop way faster than the average child. Like I had to talk to grown-ups at 10 years old like they were grown-ups. I had to treat them at the same level. I had to learn certain tactics, certain uh, mental concepts that I didn't even care about, but I had to learn them because I'm talking to grown folks every day, running a business, running my father's business. So it's just certain things. I didn't really have friends my age. All my friends growing up were freaking 10 years older than me, 10 to 20 years older than me. That's how it was when me growing up. Like all my friends, I would say 99% of my friends were 20 years older than me. you know, and that says something. So I didn't really have too much of a childhood, except for maybe when I was with my siblings. Other than that, outside of that, my childhood was made up of just me having to grow up real, real fast, right? So I say all that to say, I subconsciously try to start attracting things on a different level than where I'm at. So basically, like what I'm saying is, if you're an adult and you want to attract something, and then it comes to you at the level that you're at, that's fine. So if you're at level 50 and you attract something at level 52, boom, that's a healthy challenge, and you get there. But what if you're not at level 50? What if you're at level 1 and you attract something to level 50? It's gonna seem impossible in your life, It's gonna seem like there's no way you can do that. But the way I grew up, when a challenge was faced to me, I never really had the opportunity to say no. I don't want to accept the challenge. I actually had to. There was no other option. Like me growing up, I didn't really have too much money growing up as a child, and when things would happen, I would have to figure out a way. I had to figure out a way from nothing to solve a problem or to just get some food just to eat. for our family and whatnot, and just to live. There's a lot of struggles that I went through as a child. Um, but it was either that or you're on the streets or you're homeless or something. You know what I'm saying? There was no other option. There was no, oh, I want to take the easy way out. No, it's you do it or that's it. You know. So me growing up with that mentality, even now when a challenge is faced with me, no matter how strong it is, I instead of me trying to find the easier way, I just accept the challenge and work with the challenge. So what I'm trying to say is, right, I'm saying all that to say the level of attraction in my life has always been like this. I'm at a certain level, and then what I naturally attract into my life is way above what I'm normally naturally comfortable with. You know, it's like it's funny, even with like the smallest things. When I used to play video games growing up, I wouldn't know anything about the video game, but then when I would play it, it would be on the highest level. You know, the highest level possible, max, 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 and then I would just lose, and lose, and lose, and lose, and lose, and lose until eventually I started adapting to that level, and then I would just get good that way instead of going like the normal way people would do level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all the way up to level 50 to gradually get better at it. I would go from 1 to 50 and just have to figure it out. You know, like it's been like that with so many things, even with art. I never took the fundamental steps to learn how to properly construct anatomy and things. I would go from zero, not knowing nothing, to making a masterpiece, you know, off of looking at pro artists. You know, I would just try to replicate that, you know, because I never was taught the basic bare bone steps. You know, I mean, you know, my father tried to teach me, but he's not always the greatest at this. Sometimes he's all over the place. And I think I get that from him sometimes. Like I'll be all over the place sometimes. Even in this video, I'm all over the place. So, and I realize a lot of the traits that I have are from my father too. Even though it seems like he had a more structured lifestyle where he actually been through things in a more level playing field. Me, it's not like that. You know, I had to deal with a lot of stress growing up, a lot of embarrassment growing up. So it's just certain things about me that I don't know. Some people say I act too grown sometimes, like I'm too serious. And it's like I can't even help it sometimes. Like it's me now, you know. I'm at the point where it's like I don't know. I be looking at myself like, damn, relax sometimes. Like you know how you old people be like, don't be laughing at some people's jokes because they're so grown they don't even get that. I be feeling like that sometimes. Like I was on a game with my friends a few days ago and they was telling me some jokes. Everybody was laughing but me. I'm like, this is some corny stuff. I'm like, dang, I wish I was laughing with them. I wish I was, you know, on the level to where they could laugh to that type of stuff or just be able to relate to the stuff they relate to. But it just doesn't work for me. I just don't relate to some of the childish things that people do and say. And it's like, damn, I really grew up too fast. And it's because I attracted these challenges to allow me to level up. And another thing, when it comes to attraction and manifestation, because like I told y'all before, when I was 9 years old, I attracted that, right? And I don't think God sends you things that necessarily come before you in the beginning. And I know I made a video about the art of manifestation, but I don't think that we can control exactly what we experience to the level that we think we can. You know, because I know I said in the video, control your experience, therefore you can create your future. But at the same time, when you're manifesting something, you have to be able to live through any experience that you come across. So if you're manifesting love, like for example, me, when I got into my relationships, I was always attracting love, peace, and just all around serenity, basically, right? Because I didn't want the same relationships that I saw my parents have. They went through a lot of struggles together and a lot of pain, right? So I didn't want that. But at the same time, what I'm manifesting requires a certain level of challenge, right? And so because that's what I'm manifesting, I was no matter what I tried to manifest, I was forced to experience certain things in my relationship to reach a certain level. Like I said, it goes back to the beginning. Level 50. the relationship that I experienced was on a completely different level than what I was used to and what I was mentally even ready for. You know, and I'm a pretty well-rounded person when it comes to things. So I damn near make sure I'm prepared for damn near anything. But no, this is on a whole level. Being in a relationship is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. If I gotta be real with y'all, like the level of mental, physical, and spiritual energy it takes to be able to do that is on a whole nother level. Something I've, and the reason why it takes so much is because of the type of person I am. You know, maybe it's not that hard for other people, but the type of person I am, I like to put my all into everything I do. You know, whether it's video game, I like to be the best of the best. That's just how I naturally am. Anything I do, I want to conquer and dominate that aspect. That's just how I am as a man. And don't take this as no negative way, y'all. Just as a man, I like to conquer and dominate every territory I'm in. You know, because it's all about for me anyway. It's all about self mastery. So if I know there's a challenge ahead of me, I want to master that portion of myself. So me being in a relationship, I want to master the aspect of relationships. Me being playing video game, I want to master that aspect because if I can master that aspect, I'm mastering a part of myself. You know, so I put my all into everything I do. But when we're in a relationship, there's two different energies. So you have your energy, you have the other person's energy, and like I said before, if you're attracting a certain level of energy and you're not ready for the things that you could possibly experience, it could break you. You know? I can say personally, a lot of different things this past year has affected me in ways I never thought would affect me. You know, like I never thought so. But this goes back to how it is in the beginning. I I experienced things on a whole new level in order for me to level up. You know, God sends me things that I'm never prepared for, but I have to somehow adapt. And I feel like I've adapted pretty well. I feel like no matter what happens in my life, the challenges that come forth to me, I always find a way. And I'm proud of that. You know, I'm not perfect. I could definitely handle situations better, but you know, I've always been so hard on myself growing up, and that's something that I want to start to change because this next chapter in my life, I'm not gonna be able to be so critical of myself. In order for me to evolve, I can't be so critical of myself and be so hard on myself because it's actually stopping me from growing. You know, these past 22 years, almost 23 years, I've been so hard on myself to get everything right because I felt like since my past was me growing up so fast, I feel like I missed so many things, right? So I was playing catch up for the last 10 years. I've been playing catch up basically, but I feel like I don't need to do that anymore. I need to slow down and do things at my pace. You know, I think that's the most healthy thing for me. I need to track things that are at my pace to be able to be comfortable making mistakes, not be so judgmental of myself, and not worry about being perfect at all. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to be nowhere near perfect. I need to be comfortable with making mistakes. I need to be comfortable with people making mistakes around me, and just be the just be a good person. Like I always um, tell you guys, no matter what thing you do in your life, as long as you're a good person, that's all that matters. You know, you can be doing whatever. Just appreciate the little things. You know, I just finished reading this book last night called the Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, and it's a very good book, y'all. It's basically just these animals telling this boy that no matter what you think your life is like, life can change in an instant. And the same reasons for you doing things could change based off of how you perceive things, and how you value things. So the boy was like, okay, I don't know where we're going. When will we get home? Because the whole story of the book was about him going home. But towards the end of the book, he realized that home isn't a place. There is no specific structure or place for where home is. By the time the journey was over with, and he met the mole and the fox and the horse, he realized home, his new home, was with them. It wasn't in a place where he was actually originally going. Because he's like, dang, he talked to the horse. He's like, we're so far from home. Like, look how far we are. And all this talking and stuff that we was doing, we're still nowhere near where home is. And the horse is like, but look how far we've came. Look, you met a mole, you met the fox, you met me. You taught us something, we taught you something. Look how far we've came. Stop worrying about where we're not at. Look how far we came. And then the boy realized, wow, home isn't where you necessarily are going. Home is the people around you, you know. And that's something I took to heart. It's like, okay, be at be at uh be at home and here first. You know, I feel like now from here on out, um, I'm not gonna be so hard on myself. I'm very, very critical of myself. Maybe that once I start not being so hard on myself, I'll life will go a little bit easier on me. I don't know. Maybe life will give me a break. Um, hmm, nah, nah. I'm gonna be real with y'all. There's a certain part of me that doesn't want life to give me a break, no matter how much I say it. There's a certain part of me that's like, nope, keep the challenges coming. I don't know what it is, y'all. It's like, as much as I don't like the fact that these challenges are so damn hard, it's the challenge that actually pushes me forward. So I just want to talk to you guys about it. But in reality, that 50-1 ratio is how my life works. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's challenges are different. Everybody's, you know, um, lessons are different. The lessons I learned and how I learn my lessons are very, very, very. I can't find the word right now. I can't find the word. But the way I learn things is completely different than anybody else's. So, I wouldn't give it up. I wouldn't give up the way I learn and the way life and God has set me challenges. Because I feel like I've learned so much in this past year. It's ridiculous. I made some of the biggest moves in my life that I will ever make up till now. I'm sure I'm gonna make even bigger moves in the future. But yeah, word of advice, words of wisdom. Let's see what we got up in the noggin. Mm, never settle for your current um, mindset. You're at a space where you're not sure about things and you don't know where your life is gonna go. Accept that you don't know where your life is gonna go, but don't accept the fact that that's the end all be all. Just because you don't know where your life is supposed to go right now doesn't mean you're not gonna know where your life is gonna be in the future. You know, always know there's gonna be another day that's gonna teach you something. No matter what. I don't care if you come to this absolute decision based on all the things that happened to your life and you 100% know, okay, this is what I'm gonna do now. Something in an hour can change your mind. Okay, so just know that it's okay to change. It's okay to level up and become a new person. There's nothing wrong with that. And learn to let go too. Learn to let go. That's a problem I have a lot of times with things, especially physical things. I'm a very spiritual person, but I also have a duality on the physical world. based off of my sign. If y'all know, my Mars is in Taurus, and Mars represents in astrology the physical realm. You know, so Taurus is like the rock. So it's like the heavy, the the slow, the foundation basically. So I like for my foundation in the physical world to be things that stay put, right? You know, so I like to have things that stay put. I don't want my physical world to represent the journey that I'm on. I want to stack and I want to build. You know, I like to build on things. Anything I do, even if it's a little spark, I like to slowly build on. Like the book, y'all, that I told you about. I made the Clarkson book. I made the concept of that book. I made in the beginning of this year, but I didn't start building on it until later because it was just one brick, and it wasn't a physical representation at first. It was just in my mind. Then I wrote it down, and then I started slowly building on it. So basically, what I'm saying is, y'all, even though I'm like that, I still have to learn how to let things go. I still have to learn how to detach from physical things, whether that be objects, people, concepts in my mind. I have to be able to let go of those things, to let new things come into my life, you know? Because that's another thing I've realized is as powerful as I am, I need to make room for new things. Because I always feel like every new thing that comes into my life is a it's just a new road for me to continue my old journey. But not everything I do is a part of an old journey, you know? The things that I'm doing now, I didn't think I would be doing. So this isn't necessarily a part of my old journey. This is a new journey that I'm on. And so this new journey requires new things. You know? It's like I have to realize that okay, since this is a new journey, there's gonna be new experiences that I'm not gonna be aware of that I'm gonna have to experience, you know. And personally, I only want to experience um, more positive things, but that's not very realistic to me, you know, because I can't tell God what God's gonna send me. You know, God might send me a terrible experience for me to learn even more. You know, even though I want to experience something nice and peaceful, it's not necessarily what I might always get. You know, and I have to be accepting of that. I have to be accepting of okay, you know what? I'm gonna accept whatever God says me, and I'm gonna go through it anyway because that is my destiny, my role. My role is to never give up. My role is to keep going. My role in this world is to keep going no matter what. If it's a good thing, I'm blessed. If it's a bad thing, it is what it is. You know. So I'm not necessarily gonna be too mad if I still end up experiencing negative things in my life and bad things. It's just gonna teach me more lessons. You know? So that's basically what I had to say in this video. Regardless of what you attract, y'all, if you're attracting good in your life or bad in your life, know that it's a reflection of what's inside of you. At the same time, it's a reflection of the lessons that you have to do. So even if you're a good person in the inside and you're attracting bad things, that does not necessarily mean you're a bad person. It means that you're attracting those things to learn certain lessons. Okay? And this also might be what you need to evolve even further to be an even better person, an even nicer person, an even more positive person to help someone in the future. So God might have, okay, you know what? You're going to meet this person in 3 years. But in order for you to meet this person, you have to be at this level to be able to affect this person, right? But in order for you to be at this level, you have to go through even more hell to level up to realize, wow, that's negative. I need to be more positive, more positive, more positive, more positive. And then when you get to that level, boom, you meet this person, you know? So it's levels to it, you know. Just because you're a positive person doesn't mean you're gonna always attract positive people or things or experiences in your life. And in fact, 90% of the time when you are positive, you see more negative things because those are the challenges in the world. When you're negative, a lot of the challenges that you'll see are positive things coming into your life and see if you can accept them. You know, those are the challenges. Like, dang, I'm so positive, but I'm negative. That's the challenge. But when you're positive, most of the challenges are going to be negative things. Negative people trying to affect your energy, negative environments, negative situations to test if you can push past those things. So a lot of the challenges for positive people are negative things, and a lot of the challenges for negative people are positive things. So that's basically the summary of this video. Just be careful. Not be careful, but just be aware of the attraction of your life, and don't always think that, oh, because of the type of person I am, I only want to attract these things. Know that God is going to send you what God wants to send you for a reason, you know, and you have to accept that. So that's it, y'all. I kind of went all over the place, but thank y'all for watching. I haven't made a video in a long time. I've just been doing a lot of introspection, and I haven't really had the mental fortitude to just be on here and talk, y'all. It's a lot has been going on in my life. A lot. Okay. These past few months, I've made so many different moves between physically, mentally. Um, it's been nice though. Yeah, I'll see you at Instagram. I might be put in my book and stuff. So it's been some great things. It's just I realized, like I said earlier, I need to slow down. I need to experience things on my pace. You know, not be so judgmental of myself. You know, and just go from there. But that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and peace and blessings to everybody out there. Peace.